Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So let me tell you a story that happened today. So I'm just chilling at home this morning in my underwear, just watching some YouTube. All of a sudden, the captain from a local military chapter calls me up. He's like, "Hey yo, we just got the drone in." So it's the drone they've been waiting for a month, and I honestly didn't even know which drone they were expecting. At first, I was told it's a Mavic 3. Then I was told it was Autel 2 Dual. And then I was told it was Mavic 2 Enterprise. We got the Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced with a thermal camera. Man, so as you can see, I'm very excited. uh, First thing that happened, the captain called me, and because he's like clueless about drones, he sends me a picture. He's like, "Can you tell me if this drone has a thermal camera?" And I'm like, "Dude, I can't see the camera. I can't tell you anything." So then he called me via video messenger, so via Viber, and he showed me the camera, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's dual camera. That's got thermal." So he's like, "You want to come play with it? Come over." I'm like, "Do you even have to ask twice?" So basically, I came over. First, we had to let it warm up because it came from outside. It was obviously in really cold conditions. We let it warm up. We chit-chatted for a bit. Like the whole like division gathered around the drone because they've never seen a drone for. They paid I think like 7,700 euros for it, so like $8,500. So they never seen a drone for $8,500. I immediately told him the only drawback is it only has one battery. So I told him you definitely need to find a couple more batteries so you don't have to constantly keep recharging it. But I told him like make sure you don't buy any more batteries without me present. So I have to be present to tell you to tell you that it's the correct battery, that it's a good battery, and that yeah you should buy it. So right now they're gonna try to find some more money for the batteries because here I think they cost like 200 bucks a piece for the Mavic 2, and they're very expensive. So that's that. And they're like, "Here you go." They handed me the package. They're like, "Here you go." I'm like, is it my birthday? Where's my cake? I've never held a drone for almost $10,000 in my hands. I was excited. So the package is Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced with the smart controller. I've never used the smart controller before. I do have a Mavic 2 Enterprise, but it's the Universal Edition. So it's got the Mavic 2 Zoom that's been upgraded to the Enterprise version. This is basically the same thing. We activated it. I was the first one, pretty much the only one who was interested in checking everything out. Let me tell you, in comparison to the Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual, because I've seen screenshots, I've seen videos from it, the Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced, oh, so much better. So it's like comparing like old model car to a new model car with like double the horsepower. So I got to play with the thermal, got to play with all the accessories, got to play with the remote. Honestly, even before I got to use the smart controller, I don't see what all the fuss is about. Would I want a smart controller for my drone? Probably, and I will explain why. I would want to use the smart controller for the enterprise that I currently have because the app for the smart controller, the DJI Pilot, it actually runs much smoother and much better than it runs on a phone. I don't know why. It runs much better. But I would use a smart controller. It's a little difficult to use at first, but I would definitely use it for a Mavic 2 Enterprise. I don't know if I would use it for the my other Mavics, for the Mavic 2 Pro. I might. I don't things. Okay, so here's the con. Things I did not like about the smart controller. The battery runs down because of its size, because of the screen, because of everything else. The battery runs down much faster. So that's one. Number two, it's bulky. It's much simpler to use a phone with a controller and then pop the controller in your pocket and your phone in another pocket when you're on the move. But if you're on the move, especially like, let's say if you're military, if you're constantly on the move, it's much easier to have a drone in one pocket, one like baggy military pants pocket, and the remote in another, and the phone in the third one. Much easier than to have to carry the whole case for the Mavic 2 Enterprise with you. So I don't think I have an extra controller for a Mavic 2. If I did, oh no, they don't work. Yeah, one thing I found out, the Mavic 2 Enterprise controller, oh, actually, I'm sorry, the Mavic 2 Pro controller doesn't work for the Mavic 2 Enterprise. They have different controllers. So yeah, I would definitely use a smart controller with the Enterprise, but I don't see what all the fuss is about smart controllers. I did not like it enough to spend at least $700-800 on it. Would I buy it? Probably to use with Enterprise, but not for easy access. Yes, you don't need a phone. Yes, it has an included screen. Yes, the screen is really, really bright and really good definition. But as far as the Enterprise goes, I did a review of the Mavic 2 Enterprise. This is just Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced. So it's got a thermal. Not much difference. Honestly, not much difference other than the camera. I didn't get to fly it yet because we have a interference tower set up, actually not far away. And we already crashed and destroyed one drone and almost crashed my other drone. And nobody really feels like crashing an $8,500 drone just by testing it out. So we're gonna check with a local, let's just say local intelligence about that tower and if there's a workaround for the military for the drones. So military can fly their drones while everybody else can't, while everybody else is grounded. So probably we're gonna do that either tomorrow or day after because I think they have training tomorrow going on. So we'll see. But yeah, I was very excited. I mean, it's like it honestly it was like my birthday because nobody ever gives me stuff to try out. And it's like he just hands me like $8,000 drone. He's like, here you go, do whatever you like. Just don't crash it. I'm like, okay, that's very interesting. So I did provide him with the instruction. I'll have to teach him how to fly it properly. I did tell him that, you probably don't want to fly it as your first drone because if you crash it, especially if you destroy the camera, that's going to be very expensive. Very expensive to fix if it's fixable. So we came to the conclusion that today we're not going to fly it. Today we tested it out. Thermal works perfectly. One thing I did not know about the Mavic 2 Enterprise is that thermal camera has a zoom option on it, which was freaking awesome. I was like, it's a digital zoom, but it can really come in handy. Of course, because it's a Mavic 2 Enterprise, it has built-in internal storage. So it has built-in storage, 24 gigs, also very handy. And one thing I also didn't know is when you are recording thermal, it automatically records regular view as well. So it records two cameras at the same time, which can be also very convenient. But yeah, that was great. Have to have more things ahead, have to install the screen record program for the smart controller, have to find which one works best because when you're flying missions, it's better to record the screen than to record the actual video. When I showed them how to use the little accessories, they were blown away. First of all, the loudspeaker is very loud.
Российский военный корабль, иди ты нахуй.
The lights are very bright. It's no surprise for me because, again, I have the Mavic 2 Enterprise. And the little strobe light that goes on top, also very cool. I've had more questions today from the guys who've never flown drones before than I did probably in the last year. Spent probably 3 hours at that military outpost. Could every picture I took, I mean, I showed you throughout this video, I can't take videos there, really. I can't take pictures. I had to get permission because I am taking pictures and I'm taking videos inside the military installation. So everything right now is basically top secret. So that's why I'm not saying where it was, but I did have to get permission for every single one of the pictures and and the video I recorded. So it's very difficult when I am allowed to play with such expensive toys. I guess next one is going to be a more expensive drone that I want to try. But hey, at least these guys really trust me with their equipment. But yeah, that was great. Had the best day ever. The best morning ever so far. So I thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. More to come, especially when we get to test the thermal. I will record those images because we're gonna fly in complete darkness under the cover of night. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Oh, one thing I forgot to add is this drone, the Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced, that was actually bought onto the money donated for the Ukrainian army. So part of it was from donations, part of it was from the soldiers themselves, because they need thermal at night. And if anybody asks, the money given is the money well spent. The money goes to the army. I just witnessed it myself. Again, myself, I ordered 2 drones, but I ordered 2 drones for like $500 each. This drone is $8,500. So they spent that much of the donated money. I don't even know which country they found it in, because right now these are very difficult to come by. But yeah, money well spent. I will sleep better at night. I actually, like right now, as I was driving home, 3 of the guys were walking the forest trail with AKs, locked and loaded. So they are keeping the village safe at night. It's very cool and really good to know. Okay, guys, see you later.